All right, got some wood. We've got our 4x8s. We have 6 of these. And of course we have the, oh, and those are 16 foot. These are the 12 foot 4x6. I also got the 4x8s pressure treated, 3 of them for posts. That'll start down here. It'll be on one of those, and then another one, and then another one. And they will all be standing up, holding up the roof. And the deck will be under. And yeah. All right, so what's going on inside? Last time I tried it was just the 4x6s. This time, these are the 4x8s going crosswise. They're 16 foot, so they stick over a little bit. I'll have to cut them. It's okay. But 14 is what I need, and they don't have 14s. So, all right. So, let's see if we can wide angle this. I'm trying to do this. The sun is like kind of going down, so hope there's enough light. So, what I'm thinking, okay, these are approximate locations of the cross beams. Because there's a new development, which is, you know, I was trying to avoid the conduits where the wiring goes up. I was hoping I could still use the conduits and light switches and stuff. I don't know. I'll have to figure it out. Otherwise, I'm cutting that tip off on all of them because it's in the way on all the other things. So yeah, so that's approximately where they will cross. This one close to the window, but it can't move any further that direction because this is close. Also, this is not the actual point because, again, we have a thing right in the way, so where this would sit. So, all right, so that's that. What are the vertical beams? Vertical beams are what I'm considering. The wall is strong, yes. 4x8 going across is plenty for weight above on the loft. However, just in, perchance, what if I put footings, these under the floor, do some concrete, do the iron holder, and then seat this into the saddle and come up only to the bottom of this, and then cut it and put a bracket, yeah, so that it's a T. So what that would do is help distribute, that weight, because I was thinking about going in like halfway, just having a post also, but instead I think it's better for me to do one on this side, one on this side. Same thing goes with this guy and this guy. I think the best would be, I've measured it out about a foot away from the wall, so that it's close to the wall, still framework, looks cool, but out of the way, so that people, can be in here, walk, and not get caught up in that thing. Stuff can be in the corner. It kind of gives a sense, and this is just an artistic thing, gives a sense of separation of space, even though it's minimal, and it goes, you know, the way that I want, which is no walls. I don't want any walls, and that's why I'm even considering putting this shower outside, because I don't want to have a little bathroom corner like there was when I pickles. Stay away from that. When I first bought the place. So that's that. I'm gonna put this on a tripod and walk around, just so that I can see a sense of space from a third person point of view. So give it a second. All right. So excuse the dirt, because I don't think that's straight. Is it straight? That's better. Yeah, because we're building roads. Took the four-wheeler on. Pretty fun. Probably still kitchen, just because of the window. The other windows are more like big windows, but this is a little bit higher for counter, so probably counter, or shelves. Yeah. But as far as this goes, it's up. It'll be 2 inches higher because of the sill plate. And there's plenty of space. I was thinking putting in some, screw loops so you can hang like a swing, or a chair or something, but this is taking up space, so it gives the wrong impression. But the sun's still out. What do you know? Yeah. So that's the look. I'm gonna give this over here. Just hope it's still in wide angle. Doing stuff. I think I'm gonna put a standing desk so that I can work from home. But rolls, that roll around, so I can roll it over there. If I have couch over here, or something. Minimal. Living quarters. So 192, if I remember right, 192 square feet. So, this is the problem, because they're really big and heavy, and they're kind of standing leaning a little, but I tried not to do them straight up and down, because then they'll fall easier, but I leaned them a little, but just a little bit of walking around, and this one fell this way. It was leaning a little the other direction, so I flipped it around 180 degrees so that it would lean a little. And I'm glad I did, because that just felt that way. But yeah, the door frame, not the strongest for that, but yeah. So super exciting. Okay, I'm gonna how do I do this? You know what? I'm gonna take this off the thing, and I'm gonna climb up ladder. Okay. Pickles won't leave that alone. I put a ladder in the way, but it's not the same. He just will not stop smelling it. Alright, so pretend we're over in the storage side and sitting, dangling our legs off of there, I guess. And then the bed is over there on that side. I think it'll work nice. I'm even thinking, yeah, I could even, you know, do like, I've seen some lofts that have like a little hooks that have like a net that you can hook from this side to that side, and like a little net hammock, kind of. Not that it covers the whole thing, but just like a small one. I think that would be pretty cool. These are certainly strong enough for, but yeah, just a thought, you know. I've been thinking of things, you know, how the functionality of having these is abnormal for normal, you know, living spaces. So this gives me, I don't know, fun opportunities, you know. So yeah, I think that'll do it. The sun is just on the horizon. Yeah, it's gonna be a nice view from the windows. Bedroom facing. I don't think I'm gonna have windows on this side. For the storage side, I think it would be waste, but it would be nice to, you know, let the light in. If on the winter months it gets lower, I guess. But yeah, just being able to see all the rock and the scenery and stuff from up here. Also the deck, you know, let's see if I can lean. So right now it's not quite 6 feet, the original deck, and I'm gonna go out probably 12 feet. So, and put the other piers there. So, yeah, because that's the sizes the wood comes in. 12 seems to be a pretty good length. Yeah, and then I'll mimic how they built it, except for extended. But it'll be a nice place to relax and, yeah, see the scenery. Also, the roof will be, you know, up here, all out on the deck, so it won't obstruct any view. But I am thinking I'm gonna extend it past the wall, maybe 4 feet on each side. Not the deck side, but the other sides, just to keep the shade, you know, just so that the sun overhead will not hit the walls and warm it up. And yeah, so I think that'll make a difference. All right, well, I'm gonna take a seat. This is where I actually sit quite often when I'm taking a break, grabbing some water. Oh, pickles. Sorry. Yeah, where I sit and I imagine, how can it be? What is the best way to build this? I want it cool. I want it functional and practical, but you know, and simple. I don't want to get all crazy with, you know, lighting and window treatments and whatever. I just want to keep it simple. It's a cabin, you know, like, so I think I'm going to, you know, stick with that. I did think, more about the wall, and I was thinking I could do a low wainscoting along with just like corrugated steel or something, uh, rugged, outdoorsy, but still able to, just give the inside a little bit of visual interest, So yeah, and then the beams. I've been trying to think of how to. Uh, I'm going to pull up the floorboards and make my little, frames for the cement and put in the cement. But I need some supplies. So, and I because, yesterday I grabbed my stuff and it was late, and these things were sticking off the back of my bed, and man, it was just big, heavy beams. The 4x8s are no joke, so, yeah, so I'm gonna go back and get the other supplies that I needed, because I was like thinking of all the things I needed, and I was like, okay, well, part of my order's in, so I'm gonna put those on my bed, and then I'll go and get the rest of them. Except for it was kind of late, and I was just like, no, I'm just gonna come back another time. So yeah, man, it's gonna be awesome. These beams going across, attaching to the 4x8 beam, gap in the middle, and then others. Boom, 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 boom. Wow, not that many. But probably, what, 12-inch on center? Maybe 18-inch on center for each of those beams, because I don't want it too heavy. So, but I want it definitely strong enough, and I'm not shying away from putting enough up there. But if they're 2 feet apart, 2 feet on center, that would put 6 of them, because it's 12 feet. And that's how I mocked it up in the SketchUp, but I'm kind of thinking that it needs a few more, so maybe 18-inch on center. And yeah, I don't know. But then again, they're not 2x4s, they're not 2x6s either. They're 4x6s. So maybe 2 foot on center for the beams is enough, So yeah. So there you have it. Yeah, I'm excited. I'm gonna break open those floors. I was looking through the little secret doors. They have these little secret doors here, and it opens up. And I was looking in there. I was measuring. It's higher on that end than it is on this end. Obviously, because they built it on the hill. They didn't. But as I have been digging over there, I realize that there is really tough, hard caliche over there, and it's just under the surface, like how I've worked it down to this level, of the floor, and it is something, serious work. So either I'm gonna, well, okay, so I have other thoughts about that, but what I was gonna say is that I think he may have found it over here and built the house on it. So I mean, because it's just under the surface and it's the same height, and it shows up down by the river as well, but up here, who knew that it was here, but that might be why he built it. So, hey, Pickles. Anyway, so I was looking in there, and there is a 4-inch width of a ledge that goes all the way around, and this is like really rough rock, cemented in and stuff, but it's it's a 4-inch thing, so that all the beams, all the floor joists and stuff can rest on it. And actually, they have the same structure of pier, 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 pier. There's 4 of them under this floor, except, and this is the weird thing, they don't touch the floor. They don't touch the beams. They don't touch the joists. Nothing touches them. They're there, and they've even got shims, and they're just there. Nothing is on them. So it's like they built them and then decided no, that they didn't want it, or they built it and then somebody rebuilt the floor and put it up just slightly higher. But I don't know. It was really weird. Okay, so before we lose the light, I'm going to go over here. I'm going to show you what I found. You can see where I've been washing it off with water. The stream water. And yeah, that is some big, chunky, caliche, hard ass rock. So, and where the water goes, this is the edge around this enormous thing. And of course over here, same thing. So I wonder if I were to dig down any further along here, if I would run across it too. Because over here was the first I came across it, and it's over here, and I just was like, nope, I'm gonna do that. So then I just, left it, covered up with just dusty dirt. And then I found more, and I found more, and it's just, it's like a big pan. So, what I'm thinking, well, I'll have to build it up. I mean, it's pretty level now, but I'll have to, double check everything with my laser thing. Because I want it to be super. Oh, look at that! Neighbor's Rock is cool again. Yay! Anyway, get this. Anyway, yeah. So what I was thinking is, instead of breaking it up, because I got the hammer and I also got a jackhammer as well, both can break this stuff up. I could saw it as well, but I'm thinking, why get rid of it? I'm going to build something back here anyway, so maybe I'll just adjust my plans to incorporate this as the footing, and do a small footing of concrete on top of it, and then run my joists across. And same over here. This is something weird that this stuff has. The roots cling to it like it's tissue on bone or something. It's really weird. Anyway, yeah, so, or just the roots just get there and just start wandering around because they're like, I can't go through this. Anyway, yeah, so I was thinking, because there's 2 really big ones, I can push that corner back a little bit and have it nice, big, wide thing. And let me widen this here. Okay. Yeah, and I was thinking, just flatten this out, take out that dirt, so that the high point is the caliche, and then put in footings back there, and fill it with gravel or whatever. I was thinking, if I put a shower back here, then I'd like to dig down and put in gravel and rocks and gravel and rocks, so that the water can, take your shower. It's gray water, so it just seeps in back into the dirt. So that's a thought. So it was really quite interesting, and I took some time to brush it and broom it and everything to see what it was looking like. Caliche, but it's also the caliche with like the big rocks too, because it's just enormous. Look at the size of my hand compared to that. I have a little video of some stuff down by the river, up the stream a ways. There's a whole bunch of that. The really big rock embedded caliche. It's pretty cool. Yeah, roots. Anyway, yeah, these are going to be a tough one. I'm going to have to use all the strength of my tractor to get these to stand up straight. Those railroad ties were nothing compared to these, because these have to be precise and vertical, super plumb, no mistakes, putting in bracing so that they stay, vertical until I put the roof up. So the later I put these up, the better, because I don't want them just sticking up in the air like these things. Because these are dangerous, just sticking up in there. I mean, these would be bolted down, but still, these are, yeah, dangerous. Those things seem so small now. The 4x8s, jeez. The things are massive, and I can barely lift them, and I can get one end up, and then I have to go over and lift the other end up, and I can barely, and it's just heavy. So, but I can do it by myself, and I was concerned that I would have to use the tractor or something to get the really big beams. So the next challenge, once I get the floor of the loft up, I'll have same as this, except for 4x8s, and they'll be sticking up, sticking up, sticking up, sticking up, and small walls with windows between. Yeah, so it's gonna be super sturdy. But having those stand up is going to be a challenge. So I may have to incorporate them into the wall and then stand it up together, but we'll see. I want them to be just super secured to the because I'm going to have this stuff the same height go all the way around on top of the sill plate. So it's nice, thick wood, distributing any weight. The whole wall is gonna take that, and not just like one little place or one, whatever. So anyway, and took off all my bolts, took some in to size them so I can get a whole bunch of new ones, because ideally I would still use the same J bolts. I think they're J bolts, but they might just be straight bolts, because the one over here, I think it's this one, pulled up when I was trying to pull the other stuff up. It's the only one that was loose. All the rest of them are in there, but they're concreted in. So I think this one just maybe was an afterthought, and they drilled in or something. But in either case, I was thinking I was going to have to replace the bolts. I mean replace them. But I still kind of want to. But they're in there. They're secure, and they're actually, yeah, I mean, they're pretty good. So I don't want to reinvent the wheel, I might, just use my brusher cup and just take all the rust off of them. I prefer something that doesn't rust, but yeah, I don't know. That's, if not, then that means I'm gonna have to drill. I'm gonna have to hammer drill in there. I'm gonna have to put in new ones. I'm gonna have to epoxy them in. It's gonna be a real piece of work. So anyway, there you have it. I think we're reaching 30 minutes. So I better just shut it off now. And the sun went down, so you know, like without the sun, boo, doesn't look as cool. But anyway, I'm pretty excited. I'm super excited actually, because it's coming along. I gotta drill some holes, bolt it all together, and yeah, we'll see. I have good good vibes about it. I think it's gonna turn out real nice. Okay, yeah, that's all. Pickles, you want to say bye? Nothing. Stone cold.